I'd been using a ride-sharing app for years without any issues, especially on late nights after work. That night, I was exhausted. I worked at an old library, organizing dusty stacks well past closing time. So, when my driver was only a minute away, I sighed with relief and stepped outside. A dark SUV pulled up, and the driver gave me a little wave. The app showed the same make and model, so I assumed it was my ride and got in. Immediately, I noticed something odd. The driver didn't greet me, didn't ask for my name, just glanced at me in the rearview mirror and hit the gas a bit too hard. His eyes in that mirror weren't friendly or tired, just blank. I sat there, trying to shake off the creeping unease. "So, been driving long tonight?" I asked. No response, not even a nod. Just his eyes on the road, his hands gripping the wheel tightly. Then I glanced at my phone and noticed that the ride hadn't started on the app. My driver was listed as still arriving. My chest tightened, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions. Maybe it was just a glitch. Maybe he forgot to start the ride. "Hey," I said a bit louder. "I think there's a mix-up with the app. Can you check the route?" Nothing. Just a flick of his eyes in the mirror, like he'd heard me, but didn't care. I started glancing around, wondering where we were headed. It wasn't the usual route home. That was for sure. We'd turned down an isolated road, empty, surrounded by trees, no streetlights in sight. "Hey," I said, louder this time, with a nervous laugh, trying to mask my fear. "Where are we going?" This time, he didn't ignore me. He grinned. A slow, unsettling smile, and his eyes met mine in the mirror. "You were just waiting for anyone to pick you up, huh?" That was it. I made up my mind. I grabbed my phone, pretended I got a call, and said, "Yeah, just on my way home, Mom. See you in a minute." I threw open the car door while he was still driving slow enough for me to jump. The second I was out, I ran, straight into the darkness, praying for signal. Finally, after what felt like hours, I saw headlights coming. I flagged them down, stumbling into a couple's car who thankfully let me in and took me straight to the police station. Later, as we watched the dashcam footage, they showed the SUV still circling the area, driver blank-faced, expressionless. The police tracked his plates but came up empty. No app had logged my ride, no one knew who he was, and the car didn't match any registered vehicle in the area. I still use rideshares sometimes, but I triple-check every detail, because once you get in, you never know who's really behind the wheel.